She brought my cheating ex to my wedding, so I charged her $3,600 and had her arrested before dessert. The bass dropped on the wedding DJ's remix of Levitating, vibrating the crystal chandeliers above the dance floor, but the only thing levitating in my peripheral vision was a glob of ranch dressing flying through the air like a creamy missile. It hit the satin lapel of my father's tuxedo with a wet, audible splat. The music didn't stop, but my heart did. I stood there in my $5,000 Vera Wang gown, clutching my husband Mark's hand so hard I felt his knuckles pop, staring at the chaos unfolding at table 1, the head table. The table reserved for the bridal party. Sitting there, in seats meant for my bridesmaids, were 5 children I had never met. They were screaming. They were throwing food. One of them, a boy who looked about 9, was currently using a silver fork to catapult a piece of Chilean sea bass at the band. And sitting next to them, sipping my champagne and looking entirely too pleased with herself, was Aunt Sheila. But she wasn't alone. Sitting next to her, with his arm draped possessively over her chair, was a man. A man with thinning hair and a cheap suit. It was Jason, my high school ex-boyfriend. The one who cheated on me at prom. The one who keyed my car when I broke up with him. The one my family had banned from our property 10 years ago. Is that? Mark whispered, his voice tight. Yes, I hissed. That's Jason. And the kids? His, I said, watching as a girl in a tutu wiped her greasy hands on the linen tablecloth. From his 2 divorces. I felt the heat rising in my neck, a prickly, radioactive sensation that started at my collarbone and crawled up behind my ears. My vision went a little blurry at the edges. This wasn't just a party foul. This was an invasion. I had sent the invitations out 6 months ago. They were specific. Adults only. No plus ones. I had even included a digital RSVP form that required guests to check a box acknowledging the no children policy before they could submit. It was a contract. A legally binding agreement to not ruin my day. Sheila had signed it. She had checked the box. And then she had shown up with a circus. They pushed Jessica, my maid of honor, Chloe, appeared at my elbow, breathless and furious. Sheila literally shoved Jessica out of her chair. She said, family sits here. Honey, go find a kids table. There is no kids table. Lily, we don't have chicken fingers. We have sea bass. I know, I said. My voice was calm, terrifyingly calm. Get the iPad. The what? The iPad Pro, I said, turning to look at the DJ booth. And tell the DJ to cut the music. I need the microphone. Lily, Mark warned, seeing the look in my eyes. Don't do anything you'll regret. Oh, I won't regret this, I smiled. It was a shark smile, but Sheila might. I walked to the DJ booth. The music cut out abruptly, leaving only the sound of the children screeching for Dino Nuggets. The silence was heavy, thick with tension. Every eye in the room turned to me. I took the microphone. I didn't shake. I didn't cry. Good evening, everyone, I said, my voice echoing through the hall. I hope you're enjoying the sea bass. It's imported. It cost $250 a plate. I looked directly at Sheila. She raised her glass to me, oblivious. Jason smirked. Usually, I continued, this is the part where we do the speeches. But we have a little administrative matter to handle first. Aunt Sheila, could you please stand up? Sheila blinked. She looked around, confused, then stood up slowly, preening for the attention. Hi honey, she called out. Love the dress. A little tight, but you make it work. The crowd gasped. Thanks, Sheila, I said. I noticed you brought some guests. 7 of them, to be exact. Oh, yes. She gestured to Jason and the brood of hellions. You remember Jason, right? We reconnected on Facebook. He's my soulmate. Lily, can you believe it? It's fate. And these are his angels. We couldn't leave them alone, obviously. Family is everything. Family is everything, I repeated. And contracts are everything too. I signaled Chloe. She handed me the iPad. It was connected wirelessly to the venue's massive projection screen behind the stage, the one meant for our love story slideshow. I tapped the screen. The projector flared to life, but instead of photos of me and Mark, a spreadsheet appeared. A stark, black and white invoice. Invoice number 001, unauthorized entry and damages. Bill to Sheila. Since you decided to rewrite the guest list, I said into the mic, I decided to rewrite the bill. Let's go through the line items, shall we? What happens next isn't just a transaction. It is the discovery of a crime committed in real time. Soon she's going to be facing a felony, but the real twist? It's not just the card she stole. It's what she did with the envelope it came in. For full version follow on screen instructions.